Hello again. We're going to look at problem number 4 in lesson 4.3 in your textbook found on page 237. This one is talking about determining whether triangles are congruent. That's what this section is about. And this one is just phrasing it as a multiple choice question, but there's things we can learn about this. It says use the diagram at the right. Which of the following statements would best represent the answer and the justification to the question is triangle BIF congruent to triangle UTO? Now, on these, we can see that they have two angles and a side not included, which could be used as angle, angle, side. And we also have two angles and a side that is not included on this one. However, the problem is that the FB and the TO, which are the two that are not included between the congruent angles, they are not corresponding sides. This side does not correspond with this side. These are not corresponding sides. If this had been marked and say this had been marked, that would make more sense, but this and this are not corresponding sides. So because of that, the triangles are not necessarily congruent. So let's go back to our choices. We could say, yes, the triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle. Well, that is not true. Okay, so we can mark through that one. The second one, no, they're not. Of course, if we know they're not, the two that say yes would be out. So let's look at this one. No, FB and OT are not corresponding sides. Well, that sounds exactly what I just said. This side would have had to match this side, and it didn't. It matched this one down here, and these are not corresponding sides. So therefore, we would choose B as our answer, which you can see down here. They gave it in the example that the answer really is B on this. Okay. All right. Now let me erase this. Get this out of the way. Number 4 here says, are PAR and SIR congruent to each other? Now, a couple things that we learn here is when we're looking at these two triangles, even though it doesn't state it, because these are this angle right here and this angle right here, these are called vertical angles, and they are always congruent to each other. So I'll try to make double tick marks there. Angle R on the left and angle R on the right, which you could say PRA or IRS. Those two angles are congruent. So technically we have angle, angle, side, and angle, angle, side. What we have to also though prove is the side that's given corresponding, like the one we just did in the example. They were not corresponding. Well, let's look at the way that they're being compared. This is PR right here. Okay, that's PR. So it should compare to SR in the other one, which as you can see is right here. And so the two tick marks do compare corresponding sides based on the way that they've been written. So because they are corresponding sides and because we have two angles and a corresponding side, then the answer would be, of course, yes, they are congruent. And the explanation would be because of, I'm sorry, not angle, side, angle. Angle, angle, side. But what we have to be careful about is, like we showed in the previous multiple choice example, these two sides that are not between the two angles have to be corresponding to each other. And in this case they were. In the previous example they were not. I hope that made a little bit of sense and was helpful to you. Have a good day.